everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. It is 10:33 a.m. in the morning, game day. We are up, you are up. This is a big one, and we have decided to get Harry back on, Spurs fan, because he was good last time, and to make it a proper build-up for this match for you. So get on, hit that like early so we get a couple of likes on the stream so we can put it about, and subscribe if you haven't. How we doing, Paul? You all right?
Not bad, yeah. It feels a bit weird doing it early doors, but gets you out of bed, doesn't it?
It is. It gets you out of bed, and it's just that you like when you do it the night before, you get all hyped, then you got to go sleep on it, so you can't sleep. So at least now we're going to be right. Let's get him on. I can't leave him in the room there. He's got to get him on. Here he is, Harry, the main man, the Spurs fan. How we doing? You all right?
Very good, thank you. Thank you very much for having me on. It's great to be back. So looking forward to getting into it. Yeah, I don't usually do the morning of the game as well. Early kickoff 12:30. I mean, it's fast approaching, so looking forward to getting into it.
Yeah, but you got the good thing is I feel I've got the butterflies. I've got the nerves now. I've got them all ready. You've got those game day, match day nerves, and what we're gonna try and do is we'll do our normal process, and you get involved in the comments. We need your comments. It makes it a better stream if you can get involved, because we want loads of Everton fans on this, and we can get the comments on the screen. If you comment on Twitter, it still comes up to us, so we can engage with your comments. That's what we're about, bringing Everton fans together and getting an opinion of a Spurs fan today as well. So what we're going to do is Harry's going to tell you about Spurs form. We'll tell you about Everton's form. We're not going to put it on the screen this time. Then we'll do lineup predictions before they come out, and then after the stream's finished, you can see whether we got it right, and then we finish on score predictions. So it should be a good one. Right, how are you feeling with your form, Harry? I ain't going to put it on the screen, but how are you feeling Spurs are doing?
Kind of mixed, to be honest with you. The bigger picture is we're on the right path. We're doing well. We're where we want to be. However, if you look at results alone, from since this is to come on, for example, losing to Brighton and drawing at Old Trafford, getting knocked out the FA Cup, Brentford 3-2, not as comfortable as we would have liked. But at the end of the day, we're in and around where we want to be inside that top four. And like we go to United, we get a point with arguably half a team, and like we're getting players back now as well. So I think we have a lot to look forward to the second half of the season. So I'm happy to be able to keep inside that top four was really impressive. I think I remember coming on this show earlier this year and just kind of saying that if we can keep in around even the top six until we get players back would be great. And we've gone up and beyond that and kept inside the top four. So I'm happy. And today will be a tough test. The Everton side that will want revenge because, as I said, I think you were hard done by that game at our stadium. Very, very tight. And another day you could have got a point out of it, if not more. So be a tasty one for sure.
Paul, I'll chuck this on you. What do you think on our form?
Let's say inconsistent. We kind of come out of the second half of December feeling proper miserable. Get a couple of draws, beat Palace in the cup. Obviously, not great against Luton. The cup's dominated our January, really. With a couple of, we got drawn against Villa. We kept clean sheets. I think if you look at the players who have kept the most clean sheets in the Premier League, it's Pickford, Tarkowski. We're doing all right defensively in some ways, but we just can't put the ball in the back of the net. But Everton Spurs always seems to throw up. It's a good bet for both teams to score, to be honest. There's usually quite a few goals in it. So maybe today we've got a chance.
No, it's going to be interesting because our defence has been good. We are starting to pick up form, I feel, because although we ain't scoring, we are consistently doing good because we drew our last two games. We drew against Aston Villa, which I feel are a very good team and was firing when we played them. They beat a lot of teams. And then we went and drew a last game as well, which with a weakened squad, I thought that was pretty strong as well. And clean sheets, like you say, Paul, I think we're defending really well. What's your thoughts on us, Harry? I'll drop it on you. We've said how we feel about Everton. How do you feel on us at the minute?
Yeah, for me, it's fairly straightforward, right? You got the points deduction. You had a really good patch of form. Let's be honest, we all knew that it wasn't going to last. You weren't going to be the most informed team going all the way through the season. It's just not possible. So again, it's about like when you're Everton, right, and you're struggling to score goals, struggling to create, then you've got to make sure you keep clean sheets. They've done that last 2 games. Aston Villa, I think, that was a really good point. Which almost from as an outsider felt like a win. It was a big result to hold Aston Villa at home. So you're in a good. You wouldn't say you're in a good position, obviously, because of the points deduction. But a lot of people look at Everton and go, they're not doing well. They're 18th, but you take away their points deduction, we all know they're not there. So overall, you're punching above like expectations, if you like, coming into the season. So yeah, Sean Dyche will know what to do to keep you up, for example, and he knows what, for example, today, how important it is that defensive foundation to keep in the game. Set pieces, I think, will be very key for you. So I think you've done okay, and you're recovering form, as you say. So I personally think you'll be all right. I look at other teams in and around. I look at teams like Palace and even to an extent someone like a Brentford, if they get more injuries and go, I think they could easily get dragged into it. So I think Everton will be okay. Obviously, Luton are now doing okay, which doesn't make it easy for you. So it'd be a really interesting one to see. But I think you're doing okay, and I think you will just about be all right.
For us, for me, in my opinion, it was we got the deduction. We was playing well, the 10-point deduction, and then we were still outside the bottom three. So we said to ourselves, "Oh, we'll be all right." Now it's kicked in.
Yeah.
This is the first game where we've gone into the bottom three. And this is where you say now you've got to sort it out a little bit, because we would like to have not been at this point and gone into the bottom three. But we have had odd fixtures as well. Like we played you not long ago, and then we had Man City. Had some hard games, to be honest, and we haven't had any easy. But no game's easy, so you can't make excuses. I know you're one for not making excuses. We do need to start picking up points, because I always say, you get 3 points for a win. You can make hard work of drawing 3 games just to get that 3 points. That's the thing. You can draw 3 games, and 3 games be really hard to draw. All that work just to get 1 win. So it's all about winning games into and that big 3 points, because that's what's going to get us away from the bottom. Especially when Luton have gone and smashed Brighton like that, unexpected. I think the teams at the bottom are performing now as well, so it does put a bit of pressure on us. I keep saying, Harry, that I think the way we've been playing, we'd be 12th now, so we just kind of need to not panic and just do whatever we've done up until now, because if we do that again in these next few games, it will just pull us away from this situation. But when you start to panic, that's when you can be in a bit of trouble. So I just think what we've got to do is not look at the table and just think to ourselves, we've just got to keep playing well. And if we keep playing well, it will take care of us.
Yeah, completely agree. Bit of patience needed, cool, calm head. Sean Dyche knows what he's doing. He's been in this situation. He'll know what it needs. And yeah, I look at, again, a lot of teams in around you. And again, using the example of Luton, yeah, they've done really well against Brighton. But I know who I'd back defensively and who I'd back to keep clean sheets. And it would be Everton under Sean Dyche. So I honestly think it'll be okay. That defensive form will be massive. But as you said, the wins are important. Today's a big one. You look at it and go, you're hard done by, as I said earlier on the season, against us. So you get 3 points, and it is massive. It's your first game of the weekend. It sets out a statement. So, and I believe you have a good chance of getting it. I really do. I think you're maybe playing at the right time as well, with questions being asked generally about the Brentford performance. First half was lackluster. So it will be interesting. But yeah, no, I think you will stay up. But you're looking at it now and kind of going, you are in the relegation zone. But I think that's a massive surprise because of how well you've coped with that points deduction. Reality, you get a points deduction. Like, look at last season. You expect to be in the relegation zone. 10 points is a lot. But no, I back Sean Dyche and yourself to stay up.
Before I chuck the team up, I'm going to chuck the team we played and the team you last played, Harry. You're probably the only team that's been active this transfer window. I've seen you did a deadline day. You're probably the only team. It feels like it's only been Spurs that have had a transfer window. You have had a bit of business. You've got to be happy with the transfer window, aren't you?
Absolutely, and that is why at this moment in time I'm fully behind our owners and the way we've approached things, because you look at FFP, for example, we've played it right with the new stadium. We're in a position, right, And for me, it's just a crazy thing to do where we can splash the cash consistently and not suffer because that amount, not only now, but what the stadium will create. That stadium made a significant amount last season, football matches, concerts, and now we can do whole double the amount of non-footballing events. So we'll be completely fine in terms of spending money. The recruitment's been a lot better. Obviously, brought 3 players in. Werner suits the system. His pace, very versatile, can fill in for Sonway. He's not here. It's just that extra option to have. Dragusin a backup. Yeah, we know if Romero and Van der Ven are about injured at the time of his signing as well. We had no centre back available, so very smart bit of business. And then he's been loaned until the summer. But Lucas Bergevall, don't know a lot about him, but I know he's turned 18 yesterday. He's already made his Sweden debut. We stole him off Barcelona, and like Dragusin, you know, he chose us over Bayern Munich. For me, that says a lot about Postecoglou and how convincing his project is. So yeah, a lot of clubs have struggled with FFP, but we played it right with the new stadium. So that's why I'm looking now and going, we're doing well. But I'm very excited about the future because we are in a position where we don't need to sell players, and even if we haven't got that money for Harry Kane, we've still been okay because of the new stadium. So it is a game changer, and it will be when you get obviously your new stadium, which shouldn't be too long away. So it's been a very good window for us.
It makes me feel good when you say that. Like you're reaping the rewards of your stadium now. And I keep saying this to our fans. I keep saying we've just got to look after Everton until we get in that stadium, and then the stadium will look after us. We've just got to make sure the stadium does happen and protect it. And then I do feel over time won't happen straight away, but that you still got to turn over the money. So you've got to give the stadium a couple of seasons. But I do feel eventually it will take care of us. So we're riding the storm at the minute because we're currently building a stadium, which isn't easy under these financial situations at the minute. So I always say we've got to ride the storm, and this new stadium will take care of us. And I look at Spurs now with what you've just said, and that's exactly what I want to be talking like later on when the stadium's up, because you're doing stuff properly. Your financial situation is good because the stadium's looking after you. Like you say, your concerts, everything you can do at that stadium. It's a really good stadium, and it's looking after you, and it means you can go and buy 2 or 3 players as well. Yeah, and you're just in a really good situation. And your manager that you mentioned as well, I honestly do feel that I don't like a lot of opposition managers and stuff like that, but I like him. And I think the reason that you are getting a lot of players as well is because he plays attacking football, doesn't he? And what player doesn't want to go and play attacking football? So I think that is a big positive, and he'll draw players to you.
Completely agree.
Paul, does that on you as well? That gives you a bit of confidence, doesn't it, when he says the stadium's looking after him and stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, I had a soft spot for Spurs back in the day, to be honest. They just seem to always go mad attacking. Not the best defensively always. Like I mentioned in the comments, they've had 1 clean sheet in the last 7 games, but they score a few. It's not great for us that Richarlison scored 4 in the last 7 or 8 as well. So he seems to be quite keen and doing well. So yeah, they're a formidable side, and I like the manager as well. He's kind of manager who fit in well with us as well.
Yeah, I think a lot would want him. Last time we played you, Harry, I was buzzing about Richarlison and said I missed him, and a lot of your fans didn't like Richarlison, and you was like, "No, I actually like Richarlison." You're probably the only one that liked Richarlison when I last spoke to you. I do remember things. And you liked him, and you said, no, he's actually good. And all your fans was on to Richarlison saying get rid and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, he's absolutely smashed it, hasn't he? And I bet you feel happy because you stuck behind him and a lot of your fans didn't. And you're reaping the rewards from Richarlison now. And he seems to be your main player, doesn't he? I'll chuck the teams on the screen now, people. These are, by the way, I know there's players missing. Harry will tell you who's missing on Spurs, or whether it's the same. And we'll tell you who's missing for us, because we know this is, but these are the last teams that we played. I'll put it on the screen now. I watched your last game, actually. I did my research. I went and did my scouting for this game, and you wasn't very good first half, was you?
No, it's fair to say. Really abysmal.
Yeah.
Not good at all.
There we go. I'll put you in the middle. There you go. Yeah, this is the team that you started with.
Yeah.
You did make a few changes, didn't you? Which is gonna when you give your lineup, I've got a feeling it's not going to be the same. What did you think when you started this team? Was you happy with it?
I looked at it and went, I think that's good enough to beat Brentford. to be honest with you, I looked at it and thought that should be good enough. But then at half time, we changed some really key things because we were playing really narrow and we just couldn't play through Brentford. We accepted that 45 minutes and just Brentford were better in every department. It's simple as that. They won the first ball, the second ball, they're more physical. They simply wanted it more for me. Second half came up more energised. We brought Brennan Johnson on. Kulusevski moved. So basically, we kind of had two number 10s. And then we left Højbjerg, who we brought on, as that DM. So we went with two, and then we utilised the flanks really more. Werner was hugging the touchline along with Brendan Johnson, which actually led to two of our goals, tap-ins at the back post where that was created. So there will be changes, to be honest with you. I think we saw that against Brentford, but it's quite nice to I don't think Brendan Johnson starts personally, but I think, again, it's nice to go, look, we can bring him on and we can play wider. So, yeah, in terms of first half, Brentford, not good.
Michael Ballack, question to you there.
No,
I'll drop that on you there.
Yeah, he's still in Africa. Basuma. So the two players that are out are Son and Basuma. Which Sarr came back. Well, he played Tuesday night. I believe he fly back Wednesday night. So I don't think he'll start, but I think he will feature at some point today. He's the one of the three that went away on AFCON that should return.
Your substitutions, your big substitutions that come on was, for me, when I watched the game, Brennan Johnson and Højbjerg as well. He come on for Skip, didn't he? So they was your big impact subs to come on and make you win the game. I'm going to drop it on you now then, because we'll keep this going. People, Everton fans and Spurs fans now. Spurs fans, whilst Harry's given his lineup that he wants today, because we always have a look to see if he got it right or whether we got ours right. Spurs fans, put what lineup you want in the comments as well, and then Everton fans, put what you want for us in the comments as well. So we want your lineup predictions, people. Right, I'm going to drop it on you now. What's your lineup prediction?
So personally for me, what I think will happen is you look at that team. I think they're only going to be honest with you, I think there'll be probably just one change. And I think it will be, well, what I would do is I bring Højbjerg in for Skip. So that's what I would do. What I think will happen is I think Sarr will start instead of Skip. I can see him being chucked in there. If he's available, he will play. I think he'll be obviously being knocked out. He's devastated. Be keen to put that right. Be keen to get back on that pitch. So yeah, my one change that I think will happen will be Sarr over Skip. I think Højbjerg and Johnson will still be on the bench, but it's a nice option to kind of turn to. But yeah, it won't be much change. At the same time, you look at the second half against Brentford, and it wouldn't surprise me if there would be one or two changes. But yeah, I predict one change: Sarr in for Skip.
No, I did think Skip would be the change that you would make. Your new centre-back, I love him. I think he's class. I've watched him before you got him. You're not itching for him to play, or do you just think he's not going to get a shout over Romero? Because that is where I think he'd come in over Romero. But I know your fans like Romero.
They do, yeah. Listen, I'm itching to see Dragusin play. I'm not going to lie, but for me is a time and a place to do that. Brentford, I think it was right when we needed to see out a game, so he will get time, and with hopefully Europe and ideally Champions League next year, he's going to be guaranteed to get a lot of minutes. But I just think when they're fully fit and the partnership that Van der Ven and Romero have formed is great to start them. I think I said previously, coming on here, being honest with Romero, I mean, I love this whole team, but if I had to choose someone that was slightly more overrated, it would probably be Romero. I'd always try to envision like playing in a final or a Champions League final, and would I play Romero? No, because I want to end the game with 11 men on the pitch, and you just can't be guaranteed to do that with Romero on the pitch. I think Dragusin is very key to turn to because, I mean, Romero gets a lot of yellow cards. It's just nice to go, okay, we don't need to risk you. You can put you on if you pick up an injury. So I'm itching for him to play, and I think he will get a lot of minutes. There will be busy periods where he'll get a lot of minutes. Like if we were still in the FA Cup, for example, he would have got a good chance, but it just, in his case, hasn't worked in his favour. But yeah.
He's a good option. Like you say, if Romero does pick up a yellow card, he's a good option for you to bring on. Because if we do start knocking long balls in the box as well, because he is a big lad when I've watched him, and he's very good in the air and quite composed. Paul, I'm going to get you to ask your question to Harry. your legendary question.
They might be playing today as well. Who do you think is our weakest link, Harry? I think I remember asking you this last time as well.
Okay, so would
you be glad that we actually played? Who'd you hope's in our lineup?
If I'm honest with you, Ashley Young, because I look at him and go, if you play it right, then he could lose his head and Everton could be down to 10 men and the task could be tougher. So if I had to identify anyone, it would be, being honest with you, Ashley Young. I think your defence generally is very strong, but I think Young will start because it's a game where you need experience, but pretty much guaranteed he's going to get a yellow card, and when you do, you know, you can't play the way that you normally play. I don't like a player on a yellow card because you can't fully commit into tackles, and that affects your performance. So yeah, it'd have to be Ashley Young for me. But that team is good, and I hope I see Dan Juma in that starting 11. But we'd be,
he is out. He is. I was just going to drop the injury thing before you said. I had a feeling there because I know you do your Spurs interviews. I do the Everton ones because we research our own team. Dan Juma picked up a knock on his ankle. So Dan Juma is actually out this game. Garner Gay, like you've just said, you've got a player back as well. He played with Garner Gay. Garner Gay is in contention as well. So when we give our lineups, Garner Gay could be on our lineups.
I think they both start, to be fair.
Dan Juma is one who was just looking to put back. Do you know what, though, Harry? I actually didn't mind Ashley Young last game. I know when you was last on the channel, I was saying, oh, he's a big weakling and stuff like that. But when he played on the wing, he was a lot better. It's the first time I've actually liked him. And he played on the wing. And when he's got Godfrey behind him, he's not making the tackles. Godfrey's doing
He'd be right on the wing. It's just when he's on his own and you play, I don't know, someone like a Liverpool, even us, where it's a 2v1, he just feels that he's got to take out the opponent or he's got to win the ball and he's just too keen. And with his experience, you would have thought, okay, no, that's not the right thing to do, go down to 10 men. But he does have that little bit in him. If he plays on the wing, no, I think he'd be fine. I don't necessarily think he'll offer a lot going forward, but he'll offer protection to Godfrey and it could be frustrating. But from an Everton point of view, you're going to get a win. I look at the game Manchester City and the reason they beat us, they stopped our fullbacks, the Doggy and Aporo, inverting. And our fullbacks dictate the play. They decide the tempo we're playing and when we come, when we go. So if you stop them from playing and you mark Maddison man-to-man, I would anyway, and then you've stopped on Hotspur and it's just about creating now. So I look at our team and go, it is quite predictable. So it is kind of nice to have those options off the bench. Brentford, very, very tight on Maddison. They had Nathan Collins go pretty much man-to-man on him, and he was really quiet on the night, to the point I said at half-time, do we take him off? So it does work.
I was going to say, I'm hoping McNeil is... I thought McNeil did a good job centre midfield, but I'm hoping Garner Gay does come in that. Right, Paul, let's give... just drop the Lewis's. I think one of the Spurs fans dropped his lineup prediction as well after Harry.
He did.
Drop that on the screen. Give him a shout-out.
Yeah. I'll let you go through that, Harry.
Yeah, fair enough. He goes with Vicario, a Doggy, Romero, Dragusin, Porus, you'd rest Van der Ven coming back from a hamstring injury. I think that's quite sensible. Bensko, Højbjerg, Maddison, Kulusevski, Werner, Ritchie. So Johnson on the bench. Højbjerg comes in, Skip misses out. Yeah, again, it wouldn't surprise me. I think we're looking at it going that there could be one or two changes based on what we saw in that first half against Brentford. It'd be great to see Dragusin. It's just how you do it without causing too much disruption to that back line. But yeah, big up Lewis. We'll have to see, but that could well be right.
You got some backup here, haven't you? You have got some backup, some Spurs fans in the house. I like it. Getting us ready here. Some Everton fans and some Spurs fans getting us ready for the big game. Right, Paul. I want your lineup. Harry's gave his, so we know what he's chucking at us. I want your lineup. I'll give my lineup. And Everton fans in the comments, get your lineups in. Get these Spurs fans in the comments scared. You know what I mean? Nice and friendly with them, but let's get them scared. Come on.
While I go through mine, I'll put Emma's lineup. Harry, you might not have seen this. We've got Emma who's been with us from the start as well, but she likes to put a lineup through via emojis.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So this is Emma's Blues. This is Emma's Blues lineup. So while I do mine, like people can ignore me if they like, and they can try and work out Emma's lineup. For me, Pickford, obvious. Mikolenko, obvious. So is Branthwaite and Tarkowski. The right back thing is, it's still up there, isn't it? Now Young's back, you've got a choice there. I wouldn't make it, by the way, but you've got a choice there. Patterson's still available, and Godfrey came in and did a decent job against Fulham. So personally, though, I would still. I'm torn between Godfrey and Patterson. I'd probably go Patterson, really, right back. I can see the
Coleman is
argument.
in contention as well, Paul. What did you think of that? Do you think we
He
won't risk
is.
it?
No, I can't see it. I listened to Sean's press conference earlier, like this morning. Rewatched it back. He said Coleman's not really there, not up to match fitness. Dukes is on the grass, but not available really. Young's back in, but also Danjuma, like you said as well, is struggling. Anana is a doubt as well. So we're missing quite a few, to be fair. But I'd have Patterson right back. I'd have Young in front of him, to be honest. And it sounds as though Dyche likes that as well after what happened against Fulham. In the middle, like you say, Garner Gay back in. I think he'll be alongside James Garner if Anana's not up to speed, which makes it easy. Then McNeil on the left hand side. Harrison can do that job in behind the striker. We need plenty of strength in midfield as well. I think Madison, if he does play Kulusevski, they just move the ball really quick. So we need bodies in there. So Harrison in behind DCL is what I would do. So that's where I am.
Paul's lineup. That is Paul's lineup. Right, so I'll drop mine and we'll read yours in the comments and then we'll move on to Emma's, the first one in the comments. And we'll let Harry see if we can get the players on the emojis here because it's a good little game. That right?
I'm really struggling here.
Yeah, I know. I know we'll help you out because we do as well. Don't worry. Right, so my lineup would be Pickford in goals. I would go Mikolenko left back. He's magic. He's amazing. I love him. Branthwaite, Tarkowski, two of the best centre backs in the Premier League, in my opinion. I would go for, even though Patterson and Coleman might be available, I would go for Godfrey right back. I think he's earned that second chance just to see whether he can double do it. And I think Godfrey will get, and I hate to say this, it makes me sad to say it, I think Godfrey will get stuck into Richarlison or Brennan Johnson if he pulls out on the left. I just think Spurs have got some really good, wide, fast players that are going to give you a handful. And I think you need someone that's fast and can put the tackles in. I think Godfrey out on there might actually be able to handle them. So it might be a good game for Godfrey again because you're going to need speed in that right back position and the ability to tackle. And I think Godfrey, that's where he excels. He ain't got the best football brain, but if you just give him the tackle and run with that player, it's something he can do. So I put Godfrey there. You're back in, mate. Young, I would play him in front of Godfrey because I think you've got that double defence there to help Godfrey. And I think that's why Godfrey did play so well, is because you've got Young helping him with his experience, saying, be in this position, be that, and I'll cover you when you need me. And I think it helps there. And I think Young's got really good delivery. That's one good thing Young does do. When he whips it in the box, he's got that experience where he just whips it to a T. So I would give Young that right wing position, I would. In the centre, I think James Garner, and I'm going to go Garner Gay. I'm not sure whether that's strong. James Garner's got to step it up for me. I'm hoping Garner Gay comes back all guns blazing because we definitely need someone in the centre to do well with James Garner. On the left, I'm going to go Dwight McNeil. He did well in the centre last time, but I feel back to the left wing, mate. Harrison in the number 10. I feel he can cause a bit of havoc for Spurs. And then Calvert-Lewin. Do you play? Our fans are on to Calvert-Lewin. They're on to him because he ain't scoring, and you need your striker to score, otherwise they get crap. But I would give Calvert-Lewin a chance. But I don't mind if Beto plays, by the way. And I don't. If Dyche said Beto, you can have a chance. I think Beto's got the right to say I deserve a chance because Calvert-Lewin ain't been firing. Maybe it might step Calvert-Lewin up if he gets dropped. Not dropped in a way saying you're bad, just dropped in a way saying recharge your batteries, come back, let Beto have this game. So that's my team. And the way Spurs did press high last time and left Brentford easy runs behind the defence, I would say that we've got some fast players that could, like Harrison and Calvert-Lewin's speed, could hurt Spurs a little bit. So it's going to be a good game, this is. It is going to be a good game. That's my team. Harry, before I chuck the Everton fans' teams up on the screen, where do you feel that you can hurt us? Like I'll tell you now straight away, which I've just basically said, I feel you're going to push the back line really high. You're going to come at us. The game's on you to win, not us. And I think we can, with Harrison and Calvert-Lewin, there might be some good runs behind your defence if they can get the offside trap right.
Yeah, I can't see us playing through you. I just don't think that works with a Sean Dyche team. So I think Maddison, it'll be another quiet afternoon for him unless he drops back and dictates play. So I look at Werner and Kulusevski, and I think Johnson will, I assume he will be on the bench. I think he'll play a huge part. And I don't think it'll be long before we see him on, because I think we're going to need to play the way that we did the second half against Brentford. We hugged the touchline. We're going to have to really stretch the flanks. But like you said, there's a lot of pressure on that Everton midfield, because ultimately, if Harrison's not careful, it could be a 3v2. As I said, if Maddison just drop back a little bit, and we will dictate, and it's easy to lose concentration when you haven't got the ball. So if I was Sean Dyche, to be honest with you, I like Patterson. So if he's fit, I'd probably put him right back. I think he'd be able to deal with Werner on the left. Personally, you say Godfrey, absolutely, but I think Patterson's the cleverer of the two, and I think he will really. Werner will struggle, and they'll have to adapt his game against him. Personally, as well, I think Beto will start over Calvert-Lewin. I think Sean Dyche will give Beto a go. Calvert-Lewin hasn't been scoring. Beto, here's your chance. So I think there'll be a couple of changes in there for Everton. I think Gay will be back. I think, as I said, Saul will be back for us. So I don't think we're hurt you in terms of midfield. We will have a lot of control, but I think, again, I look to the Kulusevskis, your Werners, your Johnsons, and go, this is your chance. Change the game. Then Richarlison in the middle. If we need to get the deliveries right, the final pass right. So down the wing would definitely hurt you. And if we can, again, use the Doggy and Porro to play inverted, they could have caused lots of problems. Maybe instead use them to overlap. So, there's going to be opportunities for us to cause you problems, but I look to the wingers to cause you problems. Yeah, agree.
It would be so. It seems to be on you with that one as well. So you seem to be a big fan of. He was scoring goals for you as well, wasn't he? So, right, Paul, get the lineup predictions on, and then we'll do the score predictions. And this is where it gets a bit nasty on the channel when we do the score predictions. Right, go on, Paul.
If you hadn't heard before,
go on then. Let's do this. Go on, Harry, what you got there so far?
We love Emma. She puts down her lineup predictions in emojis. Harry, you're not going to know some of these, but you can have a guess. She's really massive fan of Jordan Pickford. So the first one's Jordan Pickford.
He's got a peachy bum, apparently.
I'm trying to work out. Do you know what the second one is, Dan?
I think the second one is like a hospital, is it? And probably Ashley Young.
I think it's Young, because I think it's a school and Young going to school. That's what I.
Oh yes, well done, Harry. Okay. Well done. Okay.
So I think that's Young.
He's got this. He's on it. Right. What about the trophy then? Who's that?
I'm guessing the trophy. I'm guessing the trophy's Tarkovsky. To be fair. Oh, it's a clock tower. Emma says. It's a clock tower.
Oh, there you go. See, it's not right.
So. God knows about that. She's got to tell us the answers. I would say the trophy is Tarkovsky or Branthwaite, and I think the GOAT is the other one, I would say.
Yeah,
I'm guessing
the GOAT's got to be Branthwaite.
The bandage on the head is Mikolenko, because he did get bandaged in one of our previous games. I think actually the one after Mikolenko might be an old guy, which is why she's done Young, because she's done that before. She's cryptic as RM. The X, I don't know. I don't know who the X and the Devil is.
The Devil gone and played for Man United. He played for Man United, didn't he?
The clock tower is Big Ben Godfrey.
Big Ben, yeah, that's a good one. It's a good one, to be fair.
That's impressive.
I'm guessing Ghana Gay is the pride flag. Won't go into that anymore. She's got McShlong, McNeil is there, and you could take your pick out of the last two. To be fair, maybe that Devil one's hairy.
I think Calvert-Lewin's the clown. I think Calvert-Lewin is the clown. But we might be playing better anyway. So there it is. There it is. She's done it. We gave her a challenge to do the whole team.
Wow.
Emojis. And it wasn't easy, was it? It wasn't easy guessing.
Red Devil, I presume, was James Garner.
Yeah, come from
DCL was the one with his hand on his head. Keane. Keane's the clown one. So she fancies Keane.
Keane a striker? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know
This is
what?
what our fans keep saying. Harry, Michael Keane scores screamers, and the same play him up front.
It's a bit
Can you imagine?
tongue in cheek. More and more people are saying it though. It's a bit out there, but you never know. I've seen worse. Other lineups: Paul Cass. Where have you gone, Paul Cass? Here he is. JP Patterson, Branthwaite, Tarky, Mikolenko on the left. Harrison, Garner, Gay, Garner, Dobbin in as well. Instead of McNeil, by the looks of it. Danjuma in behind DCL. So actually, if Danjuma's out, Cass, I presume you would put McNeil in for Dobbin and have Dobbin in for Danjuma, possibly.
I wouldn't mind seeing Dobbin. You know, I've been watching Dobbin on the stuff, and he's a good lad. He is a good lad, and I think if Dobbin does get a bit more of game time, he's got. Do you know where? I know he's good on FIFA, which is random, nothing to do with football, but he smashed everyone on FIFA, and he seems like he's got the confidence when he's smashed them on. He's just got that arrogance. You know where everyone's played him on FIFA and he's beat them like 6-0 because he's the best on it. They've been showing it on the Everton channel. You can tell when he's beating them and stuff like that. He likes ripping into them and he's very competitive. So Dobbin, I would like to see him excel at Everton. And if he did come on with Danjuma injured, he might score a late goal like he did last time. So Dobbin could be an interesting one.
You need a bit of arrogance, don't you? You need a bit of arrogance to be a Premier League footballer, definitely. Everything Everton says: Pickford, Mikolenko, Branthwaite, Tarkovsky, Patterson. So similar back four. McMessy, so McNeil, left-hand side, I'd imagine. James Garner, Gay, Harrison, and double bubble up front with Beto and DCL. Now, when we tried against Luton, it backfired terribly because we didn't play well. We didn't play well individually either. We didn't hold the ball. Touch was awful. Passing was shocking, and it just wasn't a good performance regardless of the formation, to be honest. So he might do it again. I think if we did do that, we'd be leaving ourselves open to an absolute mullering in the middle of midfield, to be honest. But there you go. It's a possibility. Let's have a little look. I think Esther's in for a Spurs one. So there you go, Harry. She reckons that.
4-0 Spurs. Wow.
I know that score prediction. We're giving them in a minute. I don't like that one, but fair enough.
Line up for Carlo, Doggy, Van der Ven, Romero, Porro, unchanged back four. Lolo, so Bentancur, Sarr, Maddison, Timo, Rishi, Decky. Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's pretty much. I think that's everything I said. Yeah, it's the same as I said. So I think it'd be very similar to that.
Right. Yeah. Is that all the lineups then, Paul?
They're the lineups. Yeah.
Let's
get predictions
ready.
In next.
Let's get ready to rumble. Score predictions, everybody. Score predictions. And we have got 19 minutes.
Until we find out, yeah.
DJ Dan is here. I'm getting ready. That's got to get you ready for this game. Bring it on. We have got a big game ahead, and the lineups are coming out in 19 minutes or something like that. Do your maths, Dan, but let's do this. Come on, Everton. And you're saying, come on, Spurs. Here we go. Big game coming up. Right. People in the comments, if you haven't hit that like button, hit it, because we need the stream to go around YouTube so we can get it listened to by Everton fans and get more Everton fans in the comments, or Spurs fans as well. We've had quite a few respectable Spurs fans on. I want to give you a shout out before we do score predictions. Tell us who you are. We know who you are, Harry, but some might be new on it. You're smashing it, mate. I like your stuff. I like you on Twitter. I haven't blocked you yet, so you're doing well, mate. So,
Love it. Yeah, I love it. No, firstly, thank you very much for having me on again. It's great, and obviously after today, good luck for the rest of the season as well. Everton, nice side to watch. As I said, I think they've been hard done by with a 10-point deduction, so it's nice to see them doing well. It'd be nice to see them staying up. But if you want to follow me, you can. Harry Scarf 22. Go check out my channel, Scarfy Spurs Talk. It was a busy month, January, because I think in total there was over 100 videos because I was providing daily content. So enjoyed that. It was a good one. But now we're back February, so it's back to the match previews, instant match reactions, of the weekly live shows every Monday, 8 p.m, and occasional appearances like an amazing podcast like this. So go check it out. That'd be great. Aiming for 2K at the moment. So that'd be fantastic. So thank you very much for having me again.
Good lad.
Cracking stuff. And your vibes are good as well. I like your vibes. You do a lot of positive stuff, and you do a lot of stuff for as much stuff as you can to just do good things and stuff like that. So I'm behind you massively, mate. I think you're a good Spurs fan, and you're doing the right thing, and your energy is quite positive, which I like. So that's what I got you on again. So I won't like you after this, though. Score predictions, people. Like, we normally say the opposition fan go first, but I'm going to do it different. I'm going to let Paul go first. Then I'm going to put Harry in the middle, and then I'm going to clash him at the end on the score predictions. And then we're going to put your score predictions up. So just before he does score prediction, just want to get the energy up. Top is baby. We're back. We're going to win today. We're going to score. Harry's getting it. Right, here we go. Right, Paul. Put the music on, try and get you not saying a draw here. So, come on. What are you going to say? Be honest. Be honest, because I know you got the last one right. You said draw. Go on.
I did say draw.
Yeah, I know.
There's goals on both sides, but we're due a win. So I'm going 2-1. We're going to win.
Paul's gone win. Paul has gone win. He's gone win.
I know.
Harry, I'm glad you're sitting down. She might fall over. I can see the nerves kicking in already. Sorry to put you on a downer before the start of the game here, but I'm sure you'll come back with something. Go on, Paul. What's the score prediction and the scorers?
Yeah, it's a bit sunny here today. So maybe that's why I'm in a better mood. I think, you know what? Someone random to get the first. Mikalenko. You know, just coming in at the far post, having a dig.
It's magic.
Why not?
I get it.
So Mikalenko for that one, and I say him every week. I say him almost every week. Branthwaite with a header at the end. So we just snatch it in the last 5 minutes. So 2-1 for that. I think Richarlison will score for them, but he'll go around apologising to every single person afterwards. So that's probably fair. So yeah, 2-1. We'll win today. We'll win.
Unless Tarkowski takes him out, then he won't. I've seen how much crap Mopé gave Richarlison last time, and I was so glad that Richarlison got Mopé back, because Richarlison has he's quieting down, you know. Richarlison has quieting down, and he wasn't he wasn't diving, he wasn't doing nothing to Brentford, he wasn't causing no crap, he wasn't being cocky, and Mopé just decided to pick him out individually and give him so much shit. And I thought Richarlison didn't bite back. I felt sorry for him, to be fair, because Mopé was just proper trying to bully him. And then Richarlison did nothing back, and then, boom, did the talking with the football. But I don't want you to get us, Richarlison. I still got a soft spot for Richie. But Paul said we win anyway, so Richie can get his goal, but as long as we win. Otherwise, I don't want him to get his goal. Right, Harry, that's Paul's 2-1. Mikalenko. That's an interesting one as well. Harry, what's yours then? What's your score prediction? Get your score predictions in the comments, people, to end the show. Get your score predictions in, baby. Come on.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think he has a draw written all over it. I'm going to be honest. I think it's going to be, from a Spurs point of view, very frustrating.
Paul, have you got a rubber? Have you got a rubber? Because if it's got a draw written all over it, mate, we need to rub this out. Right, go on then. Draw written all over it. Go on.
Love it. I think it'd be a really, really frustrating afternoon, if you like. I think that we take the lead quite early. There you go, there's a rubber.
He's a teacher. He is a teacher, so I knew he'd have one. He just carries them around in his pockets. And you've got it written all over it. So here we go. Rub it out, baby. Rub it out. Right.
Love it.
Right, go on. Sorry, Harry, go on.
That's all right. I think it'd be frustrating. I think that we'll break the deadlock. 27th minute, I think it'll be Timo Werner. And I hate to say it, I think you will score very late. I think it'll be Calvert-Lewin coming off the bench, ball in the box to be specific. I think it'll be from Mikalenko, and I think it'll be Calvert-Lewin, little score. I think Vicario will be rooted to the spot. I've said, I've been honest with you, I've changed my score prediction throughout the week, but it's always been a draw. I've had 0-0, and now I'm going with 1-1. I think there will be goals in it. A draw will be frustrating for us, but I think you'd be very hard to break down. I think our final pass won't quite be good enough.
With a draw though, don't come on our channel and be nice, mate. This is where you can get a proper idiot to me, because if you're gonna hit this top four and you're gonna win the league or smash the league this season, if you're gonna hit that top four, we are a team. I know you've got respect for
No, I wouldn't be happy with the point. Just to be clear, I wouldn't be happy with the point. Because I think that if this was played a couple of months ago and we had like everyone out, all the defenders out, and we're playing like left back and right back in defence, then let's go to Goodison Park, good form, and go get a point. But the form that you're in recently, the start of the year, and the players that we have back now, it's a game that you should be winning. At the end of the day, Everton are in the relegation zone. You say that to anyone down the bottom, you need to win these kind of games. It won't be easy away from home. Atmosphere's always superb at Goodison Park, fighting for every single point. I think you'll be tough to break down defensively. I think we'll do it. I think this would be a game for me where we can't get the second goal, and it won't be the first time this season. Probably, I think, the fourth counting, where we haven't got the second goal and we don't come away with all the points. But I hope I'm wrong.
There we go. So he said draw, but he actually is thinking. He's bluffing and thinking that he wants to win this. Right. So my score prediction. I like it though, because you said exactly what's going to happen in the game. You like me. You've got it in your head there. Right. So my score prediction, before we put your score predictions on the screen, is. I remember last time I said 3-2.
How did that go?
It was a weird game. You come out of that game. Last time we played,
you could have won 3-2. You could have won 3-2 on another day. To be fair,
yeah, it was a weird. It was a weird game, and someone's got to win it. And you just need stuff to go for you, and it didn't go for us. We're due a lot of luck. We're due a 20-0. We are due that much luck. We just can't score.
All penalties.
So we're due a lot of luck.
All penalties as well.
Or a penalty that we've not had this season. Probably the only team. But referees hate us, so let's not get. Our hopes up on that. Right, so my score prediction. Come on, Everton! Come on! Come on, Everton! Right, let's do this. In my head. 3-1. 3-1 Everton. 3-1. I ain't messing about. You know what I mean? No ifs, buts, or maybes. It's going to be 3-1. I'm going to go for your goal scorer. I'm not going to put Richarlison because it'll hurt me. Your goal scorer, I'm going to go for... I think Maddison. He's a little bit of a shitbag. Sometimes we clear the ball because we're defending well, but we clear it onto the edge of the box, and I think Maddison might be sitting there on one of them, and he can ping it top corner, can't he?
Maybe.
Concede. Our 3 goals, I'm going to go for... Harrison has got to get one for me if he's in that number 10 position. Branthwaite, I think, will score a header. We've been itching for him to score, Branthwaite. Because he scored loads on that loan before he come back to us, and he's done everything but score. And then, do you know what? James Garner. There's a guy that I don't know whether you know him, Harry. Still Ryan.
Yeah, he's great. He is.
Yeah, Still Ryan's done it. He's interviewing all the players at the minute, and he's smashing it with his thing, and I like him. And
he's great.
Since James Garner was doing really well and he was scoring, and then Still Ryan interviewed James Garner and says. He played him at a game of Guess Who, and he won and beat James Garner. He says, "Can you do this celebration now because I beat you?" And he said, "Can James Garner do the lawnmower?" So James Garner, when he scores, has got to do the lawnmower. And since Still Ryan's actually done that with him, saying he's got to do the lawnmower, he hasn't scored, and he's been cursed. So Still Ryan's cursed him. So I'm hoping we see the lawnmower today. I think that could be the day. So there's my goal scorers. And we'll get your score predictions and goal scorers in the comments on now, and then we'll finish the show. Right, Paul, over to you. Go on, sorry, just to quickly interrupt. There's some news coming through from Spurs' point of view in terms of team news, been reported by a couple of journalists, fairly big, saying that Brennan Johnson will start. So it looks like I could be wrong on that. Doesn't say who over, but it just says Brennan Johnson's expected to start. But also, I've just read something that Garner Gay is also expected to start. Well, James Garner. Not James Garner, bloody I've got him in my head now. I just said he scored. Brennan Johnson was your best player when he come on. And Brennan Johnson, when he played against us, Nottingham Forest, scored against us. And I was hoping he was stupid and didn't play him, but you haven't missed a trick there, have you?
No.
Okay. That's made it a bit odd. That worries me now. I know a lot of your fans was on to Brennan Johnson. And I want
Still
to
are.
see you
They're
stick
on to Werner already. It's only played 2 games. They're on to Werner.
I know. I've seen a lot of your fans saying Brennan Johnson and this, that. I've seen you put a tweet
They're
out
still
saying
on
give him a
Richarlison
chance.
as well. I went on
Well,
the show the other day. They're still on Richarlison. I was like, hang on, he scored 7
you
goals
would
in 7.
you would think that your fans learn because there was on to Richarlison and scored what, 8 goals?
They don't
8 goals
learn.
in 9 games, and then Werner. Well, I've told this to my fans as well. Though, mate, you're not the only ones. I think they don't realise if you get onto the players, they're just going to play worse.
Werner's got 2 or 3 assists in 3 games in all competitions. City, he still made positive runs against City, and we just need to adapt our game to be able to suit him. We didn't do that.
You're playing him out wide, though. Werner's on the left, and he's looking to cut the ball in and get someone to score. He's not that last man up top. And
that suits him best because he's not shooting, which is quite a good thing. He's assisting and contributing.
I don't think
doing that.
So much expectation sometimes. I know you want new players to absolutely smash it, scoring and stuff like that, but when you go to a new team, not many players do well straight away, and you just need to give them time. And I think we need to get behind our players. As well, our players, like I say, last season when it come towards the end and was in that relegation battle, our club survival, we probably would have gone into administration, depended on those players. So all of our hopes of staying up, all of our praying and everything was on those Everton players. Our football club survival in the Premier League, all the history that we've got was on those players. Now, you get onto those players all this season, it'll come back that it's on them. Don't wear those players down. You've got to get behind them because those players need confidence.
They're one of your players. Get behind them. Support them. I just don't get it.
That's what we are.
People going here, how's he a professional footballer? How's he in this team? Get out. And they just single them out. And it almost feels like people use X, for example, have a tweet in the draft ready. Because as soon as the game's over, boom, onto the player because they haven't scored. Today, it'll be as soon as the ball, Werner, bad touch, boom. It'll be all over the timeline. I think people are ready to judge. As I sit there, I'm a Tottenham fan. I support my team. I'm not going to sit here and call out an individual. Okay, a doggy had a bad game against Brentford, but he's punched above his weight for his age. Way ahead of where he should be. Been excellent this season. So he's entitled to a bad game. He made a mistake. He didn't look. It happened. Van der Ven told him to pass back. Led to Brentford's second goal. Could have been worse, but it happens. Move on. Still a class player.
No, you don't. You definitely don't. I think, like you say, I do think we see it, don't we, Paul? We say it. I think some fans are just sitting there, then they just like to be miserable. Like if a player had a good game, you wouldn't hear nothing. Twitter would be quiet.
Yeah.
And then it just seems like they're waiting for them to moan about them. And the problem is as well with Everton, they bring everything out of the bag. So if Everton lost, they talk about the losses in the whole of last season, the season before. Everything will get thrown out. Everything negative that you can absolutely throw out, and it's not going to help. Positive things will create good things. Negative things.
Like Werner was really good against Brentford, right? Made a big difference, got the assist, and he, for me, player of the match. And he was voted player of the match still by actual Spurs fans. But there's still, go for it, there's not a lot of credit. Whereas you look after that Manchester City game or when we signed him, and there was still a lot of negativity. And a lot of people like Richarlison can admit they're wrong. But the main people that you debate with or that have really strong views on these players, like Johnson, absolutely nothing on him. I mean, he scored. Absolutely nothing about his goal. People just go quiet. So I agree with Jamie's comment as well in the chat earlier.
This comment here? What's Jamie? If you know Jamie, mate, you never know what Jamie's going to come out with. You
11:26 at the top. No, further up.
Yeah. Jamie's comment there. You agree with it?
No, the one that further up that says fickle fans.
Jamie's a nut job. Oh, he's in the house. I know what comment you meant, but Jamie's just freaking absolutely nuts. He comes in and he's just, look at him. Yeah, there you go. There's a comment that you was on about.
That's the one.
Yeah, fickle fans everywhere. Yeah, it just does me. It doesn't help. It really doesn't help. And I thought our fans would have learned after last season because there was onto players all last season, and there's no point. But we are beyond our away support. I can't knock our fans because our away support is incredible. But it's not our fan base. Let me just point this out. It is not our fan base. It's just a group of people on Twitter that put negative stuff.
Who
And you
don't? Who
see
probably
that.
don't go to games. They have
Yeah,
players as
exactly.
profile pictures. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and they're just like moaning. Well, some of them probably even do go to the games, but they just generally do like moaning at the games. I don't know what it is, but they're just like you said. I see the same stuff all the time. I see the same stuff.
Yeah, quite negative sometimes. I can admit that, and I could definitely admit when I was wrong. Like the Celso, I never got the sign in, and like if you asked me in the summer, I'd done a video on it, how I'd sell him, and he's injured at the moment, but when he wasn't this season, there's times he scored at the Etihad, he's really impressed me. I think I'm wrong about this. It's the player if he keeps fit. So hold my hands up, I can admit that, but hey ho.
Right, people. We have got. Did you say the lineups are out?
No, but it's reported.
We are going to end the show now, but we've got 2 minutes until the lineups
any
come out.
moment.
So if you don't mind, yeah, throw the score prediction. We haven't, have we yet?
Good I haven't done that yet.
Go on.
Keep you in check. Paul Cass has gone 3-1, same as you, but he's gone for DCL hat-trick. So odds are against him, to be honest, but you never know. He needs a boost, that lad. He really does. Paul Cass got his in early, so that's why I'm scrolling. Everything Everton isn't saying 4-0 to us, but he's just saying when someone said 4-0 that they've not kept the clean sheet. So Michael Ballack, I hope that's the actual Michael Ballack. That'd be amazing.
If they do lose 4-0, if they do lose 4-0, listen to Harry after the game. So I'm interested what his reaction will be on his channel.
Yeah. Well, Esther's a Spurs fan. She's thrown 4-0 for Spurs. Richie hat-trick.
Team news is in.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We didn't plan this because I didn't know. This is it. We gave our lineup predictions. Oh, we're doing it live.
Wow.
Here we go.
I think you're pretty much in, Dan. I think this is what you said.
Well, I'm always right, so it wouldn't surprise me. But what you've got the lineup predictions there?
Yeah. Hang on.
Paul's putting them on the screen because he's on it. Lineup predictions live, baby. We wasn't going to do this. I'll put a bit of music on now because we have got the lineup predictions. We want your reaction now. We're going to end it straight away. But we just want your reaction. Nana's back, baby. I don't know if he's back really.
He is back.
That was.
You're getting it. Oh, Nana's back, baby. He's back. Oh my days, that is amazing. Is he? Are you joking?
That's the team.
No, it's not.
That's the team there. So Pickford in goal, Mikalenko.
I said gay.
Oh, I said Onana. You got me excited then.
No.
Mikalenko.
I thought Onana was a sneaky one from nowhere, but I'll take this. I'll take it. Let's have a look. Pickford, Nico, Brantford,
Sarks. Godfrey's got the right back spot.
It's my line.
Probably Young in front of him, like we had against Fulham. Garner Gay. James Garner in the middle, McNeil probably on the left, Harrison in behind DCL. So the right back one was
I did get excited thinking Onana was back. I don't even know why I led myself to believe in that. We do dream, don't we? But let me just point out, this is the team that I wanted. It is exactly my lineup prediction.
Yeah. It's good.
I think I'm happy with that. Like Harry has said, Garner Gay and James Garner have got their hands full in the middle. They've got to be on it. What's the Spurs team then, Harry?
I'm typing it in now for him as well. You read it out, Harry, and I'll type it in anyway. So.
No worries at all. So we've got Vicario in goal. The back four is unchanged. Porro, Udogie, Van der Ven, Romero. Romero's been given the captain's armband. Højbjerg keeps his place. in midfield. No real surprise there, alongside Bentancur and Maddison. Now here's where it gets interesting. Werner on the left, Richarlison down the middle, and Johnson is preferred to Kulusevski, who misses out. I mean, Kulu was, I'll say, the first half he was poor, but I was surprised to see him miss out. And Sarr's only fit enough to, fit enough to make the bench. It's a surprise seeing Gana Gay start. I'm a little bit surprised that Sarr isn't starting, so I was a little bit disappointed why I didn't see that. But generally, that team is strong and should be good enough.
He must see, honestly, but I did say to you, he brought Holberg on and he must have been impressed with him, because the way you turn that game around, when I don't like Holberg because I think he's a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And I feel like you moved on from him now when he was a part of you, not that good. But he did come on and he did play really well, Holberg did. And he did make a difference. So
he did, yeah.
That's his chance, isn't it? It's his chance today. Maybe Sarr's not fully fit either. He wants him to have a bit more training. That is the team. You are gutted that you haven't got Sarr in there, but I think that's everything you wanted, isn't it, other than that, Harry?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm happy with that. Makes sense to keep the back four the same. It's great to have Sarr generally back on that bench. It's great to have still Kulusevski's an option off the bench. So that bench is a lot stronger now, and that is one of the things that we've done well and improved on this window. So a lot of depth and options to turn to. Gil, Kulusevski, Sarr, who can all, for me, change a game.
What do you think of the number 200? We're ending the stream now, people. We're going to let you go and do your stuff. Big game this is. Massive game for Spurs to push on and do well this season, to push up that table. And a big game for Everton as well, for making sure we're not in a relegation scrap this season. What do you think of the number 200?
What? You talk to me?
What do you think of the number 200?
What, Dominic Calvert-Lewin?
DCL's 200th league game. The Blues has come out of a random stat. That's got to mean he scores, hasn't it? That's got to mean he scores, surely.
Wow, so it's a big milestone. You want to mark it with a something to remember, and nothing better to remember than a goal.
He needs a goal. He needs a goal, because otherwise our fans are going to absolutely slaughter him again. So hopefully he does get a goal. This is going to be a cracking game, people. We will let you get on now. Thank you, Harry, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So well, mate. Honestly, you do well. I watch some of your channels and stuff like that, because I have subscribed to your channel. And you love Spurs. You really do love Spurs. I mean, I drop a lot of stuff on Toffee Bluecast, but like you say, you did the whole window. You've done everything, and it's a really good channel. And if you're a Spurs fan, subscribe. And if you're an Everton fan and you like Harry, just subscribe as well to have a listen. Sometimes our Spurs are doing.
And also very keen to get opposition fans on as well. So Everton fans tune in, absolutely. And any of you want to come on, have the show Monday, it'd be great. So I always like to get opposition view as well.
We'll have to do a live watch one day. That's what I think we should do. A live watch.
We should do that.
It'll be probably next season now, because the way I think this is the second time we played. But next season, I'm going to try. I'm sorting out some stuff for the Toffee Bluecast where we can actually do a live watch with the clock and stuff like that, and do it properly. So a live watch would be good. It would be good, and it'd be very funny, I think. Right, people, we'll let you go. Paul, last words. I'll let you end the show.
No, lots of positive scores off people. I think everyone thinks that they're going to win, but only one can. So come on, the Blues.
Told you the points is going to be shared.
Everyone's a winner, baby. That's a song, isn't it? Not very good singing, like, but there you go. Up the Toffees. This is a good game. I'm nervous because we've got Richarlison against us. I don't like ex-players and I like him. So I'm nervous, but I just want Everton to win this. Just please win this. Because if we just drew our last game with a weakened team. If we could beat Spurs, the confidence that would give us going into Man City. I know you should never beat Man City, but if you beat Spurs before, the confidence it would give you, because Spurs are a good team, who knows what could happen against Man City. We just need to get these results going. And so far, we drew 2. Let's add a win now. And let's go and beat City. And then the whole conversation about Everton is different. People will see us in a different light. I know I'm crazy. But that's the way I am, mate. That's the way I am. Up the Toffees, everybody. Let's do this. Big game.
I never really know
Yeah.